Hey, what's up? Adam Lobo here from Adam Lobo TV. So with the consistent number of videos that are released weekly, people often ask how do I keep track of these releases, and most importantly, how do I have time to do anything else in my life? Well, other than having a great team behind me, it is all about planning. So in this video, I'll show you how exactly I plan and schedule each of my video releases here on Adam Lobo TV using this super cool platform called Notion. Now, first and foremost, I would like to thank Notion for sponsoring this video. Now, before sponsoring this video, I have been using Notion for 2 years, and I've built a simple yet effective structure for managing the work that I do in this channel alongside the rest of the great people that are also working with me. So before I dive deeper into my workflow, allow me to give you a brief explanation of what Notion is. So Notion is an excellent tool that allows you to create a workspace. Whether or not you're working as an individual or a team, there are many easy templates for you to create workflows, meeting notes, to even creating roadmaps and even more. And with this, you can either start from the templates available and then modify it accordingly to how you want to, or you can just start from scratch, which is what I did, and I'll go through it with you guys later. Now, what's great is that Notion is free to use, especially if you're a student or working individually or have a smaller team like me. But if you have a bigger team, you can go with the Personal Pro, Team, and Enterprise for unlimited guests and team members and other great benefits as well. And what's super sweet is that Notion syncs in real time and is also available for all of your devices other than your laptop or PC. It is also available for your phone and tablet, where it is compatible with Mac, Windows, Android, and iOS devices as well. Now, before I go into my specific workflow, let me give you a quick walkthrough of the app. Now, if you're first starting out and have absolutely no idea what to do at first, don't panic, because if you head down towards the templates icon, there is where you can see that Notion has already curated tons of templates based on design. If you're a student, engineering, marketing, and more. And here's where, as I mentioned, you can select the templates that fits you the most and then use these templates and you can edit them accordingly. Yep, it's that simple. So for example, if you see the class notes and you find it very helpful and similar to the type of templates that you want to use, just click the Use Template button over here, and then it will import it into your overall Notion and you can edit them accordingly. So let's say we use this particular template. There is few columns and of course 2 rows here, and you can add them accordingly if you want to. But of course you can always change the name, and inside here there's also another page where you can put in more notes, and you can sort according to what class, the different type, and of course the additional materials and when it was created. Then let's say if you're doing a marketing plan, you can also use the available templates on Notion. So for example, I'm going into the content calendar, where here is where you can see the different types of options available, like the idea, and you can see the different kinds of templates of pictures available within here. And once again, you can use this as the template and it will be imported into your Notion. So here's where you can put all your ideas. You can just type your ideas. For example, Instagram Reels idea. So that could be one of it. And you can put here, for example, like this shows about iguanas, but of course you can put something else. Do you want to create a Instagram Reels with iguanas? You can do that. And then you can put this in review, meaning like if you have any other teammate, you can get them to review this. And after it's done, you can put it to publish, which you can always take this and drag it into in review. And once it's done, you can drag the similar content and put it into publish. It is endless on what exactly you can do with these available templates already. Alright, so now that I gave you a quick run through on how Notion works in this super simple template way, allow me to give you my overall workflow with Adam Lobo TV. And what I'm going to do is that I'll also put the exact template of mine down in the description below. So if you're a content creator like me, you may find it useful, as you can tweak it exactly on how you want to or how you run your YouTube channel. So I'm currently at my Adam Lobo TV workflow. So within the home screen of this particular workflow that I created for Adam Lobo TV, if you check towards the top here, you can see like there's a picture of me and the other teammates that I have, where the first name here is Salihuddin, aka Liuhud, who helps me with all of the shoots and the editing here on Adam Lobo TV. And then I have Jefferson, so he helps with the overall subtitling here on Adam Lobo TV, and he also helps in terms of the copywriting to make sure that we don't make any mistakes before we release the video out to y'all. And then we have Vernon, who helps with the scripts and also the captioning on Adam Lobo TV, both on YouTube and also on Instagram, because I'm not the best at creating captions, so I definitely need someone like Vernon to help me out. And finally, I have Mo, who helps out with the Instagram photos, the thumbnails that you see here on Adam Lobo TV, or any VFX work that you've seen on my Instagram and also right here in the YouTube channel as well. Then towards the three dotted lines, you can see there are different kinds of options like move to, lock database, add to favorites. So we're gonna leave this for now because we are not gonna go through with this. But I'm gonna go through how exactly I've done with the different kinds of projects that I have coming up. So I've just released the Mac Studio full video review. So I'm going to give you that as my example on one particular project. So the first thing that I have is received. So this tells me whether or not I received the product. So whether or not it's yes, no, or it's on the way, because sometimes some of the products are not here. This is kind of like the inventory for me to know whether or not it's here in the studio. If it's not, means I'll call the brand and ask them where the products are. Target releases. Now this is one of the inconsistent things because based on the work timing that we do for every product, it can vary very much. So this is based on a calendar style. So how you do that is that when you create a new column, you change the type to date, and that's how I got the whole entire date of the target releases. But again, the target releases are not exactly how it is. I kind of sometimes change it around because, you know, work can be a little overwhelming, although I have this amazing workflow. Now the time is quite interesting because the reason why it's 8:23 that you see over here is because according to YouTube, that is the best time to release a video, 8:23. Don't ask me why. That's what the analytics say. And then I have the script. Now the script is also similar type where it's a select option. So for example, I can say whether or not it's done, not done, pending approval, or in progress. So here's where if I'm doing the script, I will modify accordingly. So if Vernon is doing the script, he will also modify whether or not he's in progress doing the particular script, or he has done, or of course the pending approval is more like me kind of looking over it. Then there is another option here for A-roll/VO, because not every video that you see on YouTube I have an A-roll like me talking headshot. So sometimes I just do a plain VO because I need to do those first impressions video to get it out as soon as possible. So there's option for me to see whether it's done, not available. So this is specifically for situations whereby it's just ASMR unboxing, where I don't need to have something like this, or if it's a reel, for example. I don't know why there's a next, maybe I accidentally put it there, but let me delete that. And of course there's VO done, so it tells everybody that okay, this particular project there is just a VO. So people like Lee Hood would know, oh, okay, this is just a VO, so you don't have to worry about, you know, getting the files for the A-roll. He can just get the audio files and it's done. Then unboxing, of course, for this case I put here not done. The reason why I have already released this video, but I'm showing this to kind of update y'all. So for this, I already did like your A-roll because it was a different kind of video. It's more like a vlogging style. So I would say that it's done. Unboxing, because it's a full video review, I've already done the unboxing. So I would do this as not available. B-roll is done. So this is also the select type. So like I said, if you want to change the properties, you can change between text, numbers, select, multi-select. So these are the different ones that you can play around with. And then similarly, we have thumbnails. So this is something where Mo will update this after he's done with the thumbnail editing. This thumbnail editing is a bit different because there is not done, pending edit, working on it. So when Mo goes back home, he takes all the pictures coming from his SD card. He will switch into working on it, and once he starts with his edit, he will go into pending edit. And of course there's also done. Again, I don't know why there's a next, so I'm gonna delete this person. I think so happened that I accidentally put an X there. And there's also NA, which is not available because in case it's an Instagram reel or if it's a YouTube shorts, there's no thumbnail per se, so that's why I put NA instead. Then IG photo is similarly, this is again done by Mo. I'm going to delete this next over here. And the photos is quite interesting because I created this like not too long ago, because instead of Mo only telling us within our group chat, he also posts a link over here because he sorts the links according to dates. So for example, if I click this link over here, it's a Google Drive link, and you can see over here the different kinds of photos that we took specifically on the date, because dates is easier to remember. Oh, this particular date we did all of this. And if you go into the Google Drive, you have like, for example, the Mac Studio thumbnail. He had like the first version, and then he kind of revised it into what you see over here. So this is what we kind of finalized with. Okay, so I'm gonna go back here, cancel this. So that's what Mo does. And video editing, this is where after Lihud is done with his work, I will do it, just kind of triple check everything before Jefferson sees our mistakes, because he does the copywriting and also the subtitles, and then I'll put that done. And the subtitles and the blog post is where Jefferson helps out, and he will put here done. Now the reason why the blog post this time around is NA is because it's a vlogging style, so there's no point of us doing a blog post for this. And by the way, in case you all did not know, I have a blog post which is at www.adamlobo.tv, where I have like a text version of all of the videos that you see here on Adam Lobo TV. And the final one is where Vernon comes in also, whereby the captions is similarly like how he did, where there is done, not done, working on it, or if there's not available, Vernon updates there accordingly. And finally, after the captions, this is more like not only the scripts, but it's also document links. So for example, if he's doing the captions over here, and then he will just click it here, then he goes into the Adam Lobo TV captions, and here's where Vernon does all the very nice captions, which is something that I'm not as close, as good as how he is. So yeah. Okay, so that would be the overall review. Now, in case I want to open up a new template, similarly, I just go into new and I go into untitled, then you'll come out to the different kinds of available properties. Now it is the same one, so it comes out like a new one. So for example, if I put here, maybe I'm doing a review of a pencil box. Okay, so when I put here received, whether or not, I'll just put it on the way. So what happens is that it will update here in real time. And of course, there's also the target release to see when exactly I'm planning to release this pencil box review. And then there's also the time, there's a script, so it's everything that you see on what exactly I've done. So that would be that. I'm just gonna remove this. So delete is the first thing. Now, let me go into every single project, for example, which is a page by itself. So what's cool is that Notion will create a page on top of what exactly that you have done. So for example, if I come here, I just open it at side peek. Now, there is a way for us to change the peek mode. So for example, if I want to open it on the side peek, I can do that. I can even do like a center peek, so it comes out like this, right in the center. Or I can put it as a full page, so it comes out like a full page. So usually what I would do is that I would go into not this mode, I will go into the side peek, because usually it's easier for me to see both of the page and also the overall database over here. And if I scroll down here, other than the fact that this follows exactly what you see over here, I've also created like an upload checklist. So since the Mac Studio review video is already out on YouTube, so this particular checklist could be very beneficial, and is something that I kind of added accordingly for the past 2 years or so, whereby for YouTube checklist, I have the title research, so you can tick it. Then of course, if the description is already updated, I'll click that. Then they have chapters, product links, like for example, if I'm doing a review of the Edifier MS50A speaker, I'll put the product link, so make sure that I put that. Hashtags, although I don't know whether it's as important as it is now, but I just do that. Pin comment, it's important to start the party in the comment section below to give them a question or give you the questions, and then you can answer it accordingly. Tags, Again, I don't know how relevant is it today, but yeah, I still put all the tags, sorting the videos in a playlist, subtitles, just to make sure that the subtitles have been loaded into the YouTube video. End screens, which is, at the end of every video there's that square box, and also the subscribe one. You kind of need to do that if you guys are familiar with YouTube. And then for Instagram, because for every YouTube video that I do, I kind of also have it on Instagram too, and there is like image or video, is it already uploaded on Instagram, ready to post, captions and hashtags. I put caption here originally, but fitting everything within here is a bit harder. So what we have done is that it will be on a separate document instead of kind of putting the captions over here. So this is something where I had initially, but eventually we did not follow this. Instagram stories, that is of course, like a call to action for people to watch the video on Instagram, where I put the stories over there, and also at the same time where I will also take all the pictures which Mo has done and post it on Instagram as an Instagram story, just for people to see it, because not everybody who sees your story sees your timeline, and vice versa. The life of Instagram. Okay. And of course, since I'm posting this on Instagram, the only way for people to watch this is to actually head on to the bio for the YouTube link. So I'll put that as a checklist for me to make sure that I do that. Then the next thing is Facebook upload. I just literally uploaded the video on Facebook, because other than YouTube, I also upload the videos natively on Facebook, but it's not at the same time. So for example, if I'm going to be uploading it at 8:23 tonight, the same video will be uploaded tomorrow at Facebook at 12 p.m. Why? Because Facebook says that 12 p.m. is the best time that my audiences go online. So it's not easy juggling, but because of Notion, I'm able to. Okay. Subtitles is the same. So whether or not I kind of put the same subtitles, the good news is that whatever subtitles or SRT files that you create for YouTube, you can use the similar file to put it on Facebook, so you don't have to create two files, so less work for Jefferson. And then Adam Lobo blog post link, that is something whereby we also put it in terms of that once you put it on Facebook. And then there's also the Adam Lobo TV blog, like I said, at www.adamlobo.tv. So in case you all don't have the time to watch a video, if you want to see like a reading version, just head on to the website. I'm revamping the website, so stay tuned for the whole revamp, because sometimes it's just nice to read, right, other than watching a videos, and it takes a lot of work, as you guys would probably know. So I put there script, blog posting, and also image post. Now, since there's no script for the Mac Studio full video review, because it's a vlogging style, let me give you an example on how it would look if I were to do a script or embed a script within here. So in the Edifier MS50A speaker, if I open it over here, you can see that it is the similar checklist, but if you scroll down here, I have embedded the script in a Google Docs format within the page. Now this is for me to easily see, okay, the script is over here. It's the similar link that you see over at the main database area, but coming into this particular page is nice because again, I can see, it's done. I just clicked over here and it's done. So you can see that the whole entire script is there. Now, one thing that I personally like to do is also the icons. So for example, like for every project, because if you were to go over here, if you add a page, right? So if you come here and add a page, what happens is that it goes like untitled. Okay, let me just say I'm reviewing a DJI product, right? So DJI, maybe just say a Mavic, right? So DJI Mavic Pro, for example. So I want to add an icon. Now what's cool is that you don't have to upload the icon. You can just head on to Google and just put that DJI icon. Then you just go over here. Then for example, this looks good. You just right click, copy image address, go over here, go to the custom, submit, and it's there. Here you go. So it is not necessary, but I kind of like it because it syncs very well, as I mentioned, with your smartphone. So it's nice that when you go through your smartphone, you have that tiny little logo. It kind of gives a nice visual representation of the overall Notion workflow that you have. So yeah. Now going over on top, there's the different views for you to choose from other than the default view, but I like the calendar view because from here you can kind of see overall what are my releases coming in the week's time. So for example, there's the Xiaomi 12S hands-on and first impressions video, which I'm planning to release on Wednesday. I I haven't got the device yet, but that's going to be fun to release that within the next few days. Then I can see there is Edifier, and again, I like how they have integrated the icons next to it, so it looks nice because I am a sucker for great visuals, so I like this calendar view. But what I've done is that instead of me consistently changing the calendar view, within here I also put it, so I can put it here, which I kind of put it into private because I feel like that's not something which I need to share with the rest of them or the rest of the team. Now also here I have the work in progress. Now this would help Lee Hood to know what are the things that he needs to do throughout the whole entire week. So I put here date commencing 8th of August, which is tomorrow, or right now it's 12:22, so it's later. And then the task and project, I put here edit A role for Edifier MS50A speaker. Why have I done the A role? You go over here, and if you see, based on that Edifier MS50A speaker, the A role has already been done, which means that yes, he can already edit that, but the B-roll is not done. So if you go over here, when Lee Hood looks at the work in progress, he will know that if you need to shoot the additional B-roll for the Edifier MS50A speaker, the status is not done. You can either shoot it on Monday or Tuesday. That's the next step column, and it's actioned by Lee Hood and me, because sometimes the B-roll involves me to be within the video as well, and I kind of put like a deadline here so he knows that he needs to finish it off by Tuesday. So that's the reason why I kind of put the next step, action by who, and the deadline. And if there's any additional notes that I need to put here, he can also put his notes, and from there I can see if he has any issues within the overall work in progress situation. And speaking of the work in progress, there's also one created for Vernon, whereby it's similarly to the ones that you see within Lee Hood's one, but of course this is based on a different task. Now I don't have a work in progress document for Jefferson and Mo because they are the ones that work, I would say, a bit more of the last minute situation. So because like I said, this overall releases, because Jefferson can only start his work once the video is uploaded on YouTube, hence he doesn't need a WIP of sorts because he already knows what is the next thing that he needs to work on. Similarly, I will see Mo once a week on Saturday morning usually, and based on what is coming up in the releases, which will change frequently, he will know what are the things that needs to be worked on after he has taken the photos or work on the thumbnail. So that's the reason why both Mo and Jefferson doesn't have their own work in progress. So yes guys, that is my overall Notion workflow and how I run the YouTube channel here on Adam Lobo TV, and how I organize every videos to ensure that everything is in structure and has better execution, and of course to ensure that I don't suffer any sort of a creator or work related burnout. Now there's even more advanced stuff that you can do within Notion, like creating progress bars, linking database, and so much more, where I'll also leave links from other great creators who have shown their workflow for you guys to check out as well at the description below. So yes guys, I hope you found this video helpful, especially if you're a content creator or if you're a student. Head on to the link down below for you to sign up for Notion right now and for you to download my template for free. And once again, thank you Notion for sponsoring this video. My name is Adam Lobo and I'll see you in my next video.